Let's make some money. Today we're talking about corporate structures. There are three types of structures that we're going to talk about today. The first one is the C-Corp. The second one today is going to be the S-Corp. And the last but not least will be the LLC. Now, I know there's other structures out there like the limited partnership and the professional association, and there's some more. But these three are the most popular business structures, and I get the most questions at Accubis Inc. concerning these three structures, and people want to know what's the difference. Besides giving us a call or hitting us up on social media and asking the question, I decided today to make this video so that you could understand the differences. And if you still have questions, and I know you will, give us a call at Accubis. We'll be happy to sit with you, consult with you, and make sure you have the right structure to make more money. Now, let's talk about the first one, the C-Corp. The C-Corp is the most common. Every corporation starts off as a C-Corp, but that structure is undesirable by small businesses and even some mid-sized businesses because there's double taxation with the C-Corp. In other words, the C-Corp makes its own money and it pays its own taxes, and it has its own corporate tax rate. But however, if the owner wants to take some money out, or in the case of the C-Corp, the corporation has to declare what's called a dividend. Once the corporation declares a dividend and gives the owner some of those wonderful funds that it generated throughout the year, well, guess what happens? Besides paying its own corporate taxes, now the owner has to pay dividend taxes. And thus, the company pays and the owner pays when the money comes out. And that's why we call it double taxation, because the same funds are taxed twice, okay? So that type of structure is undesirable to some, but it is necessary for large corporations. To give you an example, like a Samsung or a Sony corporation, where some of the owners might not be participating in the production or in the day-to-day financials, operations, and everything like that. So they have to declare dividend, pay it out, and both parties end up paying taxes. If you need more information concerning the C-Corp, give us a call. We'll be happy to go in depth concerning the C-Corp. Now, number two is the S-Corporation. Like I said earlier, every company starts off as a C-Corp. So then to become an S-Corporation, you have to file paperwork with the IRS. You petition with the IRS, you tell them you want to be an S-Corp, and what's going to happen is they're going to turn you into a small business corporation, okay? What does that mean to you? The double taxation goes away. A C-Corp files a 1120, whereas a S-Corp files an 1120S. The results of a S-Corporation filing is not taxation. So the company itself does not pay tax. And what happens is, once we file the 1120S, it's going to produce a Schedule K1. So if the company makes $100,000, that $100,000 is passed over to the owner on the K1, and the owner pays taxes at his own rate. That's the difference between the C and the S corporation. Now, there are more similarities and differences, but when you call us, we'll discuss those into detail so we could give you an idea of which structure to pick if you're ready to start your own business. Last but not least is the LLC, Limited Liability Company. Now, that's very different from the C and the S corporation. A limited liability company, if you only have one member, listen very carefully. If it's a one-member LLC, the business return goes on your personal income tax return on the Schedule C. So a single member LLC goes on the Schedule C of the 1040, okay? It's treated almost like a sole proprietorship where the owner and the business files together, okay? Now, if you're a two-member or more LLC, you're gonna file a 1065. You're gonna file a 1065 and it's gonna produce the same Schedule K1 similar to that of the S corporation. And the K1 now is gonna go to your personal tax return just like the S corporation. Of course, there's more to be said concerning the LLC, but when you call us, we'll discuss that with you. One of the things I want you to keep in mind is that with the LLC versus the S corporation, I get a lot of those questions also. The LLC is the structure that could have foreign investment. So you could have your brother who lives in, let's say, Cuba or Jamaica for that matter, and he could actually become a partner in your LLC. But he cannot do that with the S corporation. But the only way you're gonna get all of this right is if you give us a call, let us talk to you, let us structure you, and make sure you're able to make more money. That's our goal.